Let's start.
Vasitam devam kamsachanurnamardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha
Asatoma
Satgamaya Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Mahavidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Okay, hi Neil. Okay guys, so we will start with the we left at chapter 4, 6th sloka last time, right? So some of you guys were not there last time, so let's go a little bit behind and just give you a overview how things were working in last class. So what happened in this, the Krishna Bhagavan starts talking about that it's the same knowledge that he has given it to Sun God, and now he is giving it to Arjuna, right? So the question was, the points were made that there were 3 points that Krishna Bhagavan tries to make it, that this knowledge is eternal, right? This knowledge is given to in the beginning of session, right, beginning of the existence, and this knowledge is given to you too. So the knowledge is eternal, right? So that's one point that he told. Then another point he says is that the relationship between Manushya, which is Jiva, Manushya and Ishwar is eternal, right? It's been from long time the relationship is coming, right? So that's what he's saying. And then he is also saying that the Karma Yoga is always done also be done by a householder, right? Okay, awesome, thank you. So that's how he was mentioning those, right? That he is the one who gave the same knowledge to Surya Bhagwan. And then it kept going from generation to generation, and then it got lost, like, right, between teacher and guru and shishya relationship, or student and teacher relationship, it got lost. So now he's giving it again to Arjuna, right? So that's what he's saying. Another big point comes out of this conversation, the initial shlok, was that the knowledge was given by the God, right? God himself came and gave this knowledge. So the knowledge is coming from the God. So those were the couple things we discussed in few shloks, initial 2-3 shloks. Then as Arjun being Arjun, right, and being a lawyer, he says that how come you are just same age as me? How come you taught that to Surya Bhagwan and you are teaching me? So what is this relationship? How did you teach it to Sun God also, right? So he asked that question and say, why is this happening? Why are you there too and here too? So he asked that question. And then what Krishna Bhagavan says? Krishna Bhagavan responds back and saying that, you know what, that I was the one. So he's talk about that I was the one who taught Sun Bhagavan also, and I'm the one who is teaching you. You and me both had many births. I remember them all, you don't remember, and I remember yours too. So then the question arises that how is that many janma happen, and how is God remember this person, Krishna person, who remembers Arjun too, but Arjun doesn't remember it. That brings that the God comes out with the unlimited, limitless knowledge, where as a jiva we have a limited knowledge, right? So as we talk about it, that even when we are born, we don't know our real self, right? Until we don't get to read any like this Gita or any Vedas or any Upanishad, we don't understand that what is our real self. We are born with this impression that this body, this mind that I have is the real self. Light, turn on the light. So we cannot understand, right? We have a very limited knowledge. We come out of we come in this world with a very limited knowledge, whereas verses as God comes with an unlimited knowledge. So that's what the point was done with Krishna Bhagavan. Now when the question is by an ask that how come he remembers all and we don't, so that question arises. Now we talk about it like, hey, let's see what is the difference between Krishna Bhagavan and Arjun. Why does he remember everything and why Arjun doesn't remember everything? So then the point we were saying that there are some avtaras. Avatar means incarnation, that we talk about it a lot in our Hindu religion. And then there are some regular humans, right? So we talk about that. But this is acknowledged, this incarnation is acknowledged in every religion. We talk about that too, right? In every religion, this incarnation. It might be not God, like in Buddhist, we don't understand that, there is no God, right? But there is a special kind of person in there, which is also considered as incarnation. Not incarnation, but a special kind of person. Buddha, right? Who has a special characteristics. So then we talk about there is a kind of incarnation, or there is a kind of God that comes, Avtara, that comes on the earth, right? This special kind of person. Now the question arises, that what is the difference, right? We're still stuck at what is the difference between these two. So we talk about that. There are three major differences, right? The first difference is, what is the first difference? Do you guys remember? What was the first difference? Sasha, you remember? What is the first difference between the human and the incarnation or the avtara? What is it? Yes.
Okay,
Only one. First difference.
Okay, yeah. The human is born and it gets like past karma and desire, and then like they get desires and they have the ignorance of the Atman, and then when they don't fulfill their desires, they die and then get reborn as human, right? But an incarnation just appears and has knowledge and freedom like instantly and already like reached salvation.
Yeah, good. So the first difference was born. Were they born or were they appeared, right? So incarnation appears and the normal human was born. I know, sometimes I talk and I repeat myself, but this is what I want you guys to have this on your tip, right? When we ask the question, you should remember this, that this is what we are talking about from last class or this class. So try to pay attention when you are in the class, because we are not going to learn this thing anywhere outside this class, right? This is the only 1 hour that you get, and you can learn that in the class here, right? Whenever you're going to go outside, you're not going to repeat this, right? There is no way you're going to have another session of this that you're going to see it. So it's better you be here now. Listen to what we are saying at this moment, and then that's the only way you can learn the most out of it, right? So if you guys are doing anything else, just stay in the class for 1 hour and dedicate your attention to this class. So the first one was, what is the difference between incarnated and human? This was born and this was appeared. What's the second difference? Yes, Avika.
It says that humans, their past karma is born from desires, and incarnations have freedom from everything.
Yeah, true. That was the first reason, right? That's the same thing.
That's part of it.
That's the part of it. Yeah, so you're right, Avika. That's the one reason that they both are different, right? That's the past karma. That's give us the we are born from that, and then there is a they are not bound. They are free. Incarnation is coming out of freedom. They are not bound to any karma. That's why they are born, right? What's the second one now? Anybody? What's the second one? Sean, what's the second one, Raja?
Human has ignorance
Uh-huh.
and incarnation doesn't.
Okay, they come with the knowledge.
Yeah,
That's
they
one.
come with a-
Mhm.
That's we are seven.
What
Oh.
else? Read the third one then.
No,
What is it?
there's 3 points.
3
from
points
last
I made
class.
last class. Mm, okay. Here, anybody? Yeah, Avika has answered you. Let's let her.
I think it's that incarnations have no connection.
Yes, no bond, no binding, right? Yeah, connection. True. So, what is it, Krishna? You tell me.
The human or jiv has bondage, and the incarnation has compassion.
Yeah, good. So, nature of jiva.
The
Nature
nature.
of jiva is bound. Like they are bound to what? Their desire, their karma. So they are bound to it, right? So normal jiva is normal human, is always bound to the karma or desire. Where incarnation are coming out of compassion. There is no karma related to it. There is nothing that they have to pay back, or there is nothing that they have to pay off. Oh, I need to pay off this thing, or I had this desire, that's why I have to take reborn because my desire was not fulfilled. Oh, I need to, it was like, oh, I needed something so desperately, but this life I couldn't get it. So what happens is we are born again, right? So that's how it is related to desire and karma. Whereas God comes out of compassion. When they are arrived to this earth, they come, their nature is compassion. Here, as a human, their nature is they are bound to something, either desire or their karma. That was the second point. What was the third one? Yeah, Vika.
I think it was like the purpose of life. So like humans, purpose of life is to learn, like and be free, and then incarnations is to like teach and help other people.
Perfect. So what is the purpose of life, right? So the purpose of life of both the people are different. And Avika said a very good thing, that because you know that your purpose is learning, right? Not everybody in this life knows their purpose, right? They just come and they said, you know what? I'm here to become something, right? Since the baby is born, parents start thinking about what are they going to be, right? Are they going to be doctor, engineer, lawyer, teacher, or astronaut? They will be astronaut or singer or dancer. What are they going to be, right? That's what everybody starts thinking. But what happened is there is a purpose that is very low purpose that we have in life. When we think about that, there is a higher purpose that we don't think, which in this class we learn about it, right? There is a higher purpose. God has one and one only straight purpose. What he is coming here for is welfare of others, right? There is no other purpose for incarnation. Incarnation is not coming here to accumulate the money or to become an engineer or to become a doctor. They are not here to do that. Incarnation or God comes here for a higher purpose, right? Just for welfare of others. So the purpose of life is different for both of them. So that's what we talk about, difference between. And why we talk about it, because next all the shlokas are related to this thing, right? So you should know about the foundation of what is incarnation, what is avatara, and then you should know about what is the normal human, to know the further shlokas in this chapter, right? So now we talk about that, and then we say that the God is also in 6th shlok. Then he came and he explained a little bit more. The 5th shlok he says that I and you both had many lives. You don't remember and I remember, right? Further on in slok number 6, which is verse 6, he says that though I am born, like, now Arjun is confused, like, how do you remember and I don't remember? Before even Arjun asked the question, what did Krishna Bhagavan says that though you think that I am born, but I'm unborn. Like, you think that I'm born, but I'm not born. I'm always appeared, right? Same as you think that I'm the changing person, but I'm the unchanging one, right? And then he says that my nature, my prakriti is controlled. I have control on it and I am appeared in the world. Your prakriti is not controlled. So normal human prakriti is not controlled. Nature is binded with something. So it keeps changing. So God is saying that though I appeared like this, but I am not. So he gave three differentiation, right? I am not born, right? I appeared. I am not changing, though it looks like I'm changing. And then the third thing is my own prakriti is in control of me and I appeared. I do not, like, I'm appearing, right? So 3 points that what he says in slok number 6. So we understand that this person is not same as everybody in this world, right? So he is a different one. Now this also defined as a avatara, right? He is an avatara of God. What we understand is like he is an avatara of Lord Vishnu and he came to the earth. Till this time, Arjun doesn't know that, right? So we will act like Arjun. We don't know either, right? And we're going to keep going and following it and figure it out what Krishna Bhagavan is trying to say, right? So we're going to move on to slok number 7. But before we move on, why does he come, right? We said it's welfare for others and it's because he has to establish the spirituality. That's why incarnation comes on this earth. We're going to read about it later. But I just wanted to tell you, a lot of people says that why, why just spirituality? Why does he come for a spiritual people? Why does he doesn't come to fix this economy or, the COVID happening? So many other things happen in this world. Why does he not come for those? Why does he only come for fixing the religion or fixing the spirituality? What about all these other things that's happening in the world? Doesn't he think bad about that? Why is that happening? So you have to think about it. The purpose of God is to fix the religion, right? That's what. So he's always stick to his purpose. He's never deviated from his purpose. His purpose is not to become an economist, right? He's not here to fix the economy. That's the lower level of thing. What? So he's not there. He's just for welfare of seekers, right? For spiritual seekers. That's what he is it for. And if you look at it, he is very straightforward with his goal and his existence is only for spiritual seekers, right? To do welfare for it. He's not here to fix the economy. Now you can be an economist while your spiritual path. So it could be the path that you can be an economist and fix the economy, and but your main goal, your bigger purpose is to God realization. But you can be, while doing that bigger purpose, you can get help with becoming an economist. So these are the smaller pieces of puzzles that you can put together. But your purpose should be bigger, right? Same as the God purpose is always bigger. He's not there to fix little things in the world. He's there to fix the bigger picture, right? So you have to always think about why God doesn't fix little things here and there. He has only one purpose, is welfare of the seekers, welfare of others, like seekers, the spiritual seekers, who wanted to get enlightenment. That's what he is there for, right? So he's only there to fix the religion, not religion, but spiritual level. If you look at religion as a lower religion, then you think about it as bigger, like the spirituality. That's what he is there to fix, right? So let's go to the Shlok number 7. Okay, now these shlokas that we're going to be reading, those are the most famous shlok in the entire Mahabharata. No matter if somebody has opened the Gita, or most important shlok in the whole Mahabharata and Gita, right? If nobody has read Gita, even if in India, if you go on the street and say, have you read Gita, and they will say, no, I haven't. But if you say, okay, do you know this shlok, yada yada hi dharmasya, and he will say, yeah, I know this shlok. So everybody knows these 2 shloks that we're going to be reading next, right? And it's the most famous shlok. You will come to know what is the meaning of it. But if you look at Mahabharata, the TV show Mahabharata, the title song had these 2 shloks in there. So people who already saw Mahabharata, they know these shloks too. Even we did not read Gita before that, right? So we will go to shlok number 7. Who is? That's you, right? Risha, were you appointed to read the shloks?
Yeah, but I don't have my Gita today.
Oh, you don't have it. Anybody else want to read this? Sasha, you want to read it? Raja, you know the shloks. I know you sang one time in front of me, so I know that you know these shloks. You might be able to read it quickly. Get to know.
Yada yada hi dharmasya
Yada yada hi dharmasya
Glanir bhavati bharata
Glanir bhavati bharata
Ubayuttanam adharmasya
Abhyuttanam adharmasya
Tadatmanam shriyamaham
Tadatmanam shrijamyaham. Go together, all together. Yada yada hi dharmasya Glanir bhavati bharata Abhyuttanam adharmasya Tadatmanam shrijamyaham. So here Krishna Bhagavan says, O Bharata, O Bharata means Arjun, right? His name. Whenever there is a decline of dharma, righteousness, and whenever there is a rise in adharma, unrighteousness, I manifest myself. Very simple shlok. So whenever there is rise in adharma, and whenever there is rise in adharma and decline in dharma, I appears. I appear means I am manifesting myself, right? So I am coming. That's what he meant in this shlok. I project myself on this earth. Now the question was raised, right? That why God come? The question is, why is he coming on this earth, right? So why is he coming? He's coming whenever there is a decline in, when I say dharma means righteousness, right? When it's decline in righteousness, he comes, or when there is a rise in unrighteousness, then he comes, right? So that's what he is trying to explain here. Now, if you look at it, when we talk about dharma and adharma, let's talk about that first, and then we will talk about when does he come and what happens, right? This time, at this age of time, it's been said that there are the most decline in religious people, right? Not following religion, right? Lot of people are not following religion. There are agnostic people, a lot. Most number of agnostic people ever had in this world are at this time. Also, most atheist people are also in there. Agnostic, not interested in religion, not talking about in religion. Religion is not cool. Who goes there? Who talk about God? Who talks about that's not a cool thing to do, right? Anymore. and then also people don't believe that that's true, right? So that those kind of people are a lot in this age than ever before, right? So there is a theory, Charvaka, that is the materialistic people, right? So more towards people are going towards that this body, I am born with this body and I die with this body, and that's it, that's my life, right? That's how things work out. So being very materialistic life, a lot of people are living, right? So they go from body with this body, I'm born, so this is me, right? And then I die, there is no rebirth, nothing. This is my life, I have to do everything in this life, so I have to achieve everything, whatever I can achieve, the money, the pleasure, the luxury, I have to achieve that. That's what I am, and that's what I have to do, right? So that's how the Charvakas work. So there is most Charvaka people who are following Charvaka is in this generation. So when we talk about it, the God is saying that, so hopefully you guys or Arjun would be there, and Arjun would say, when are you coming, right? That's what we're gonna say, when are you coming now, God? So if this is the most decline in the religion or not. But God has a different calculation, and we're gonna discuss that later. But if we talk about it, in this it says all kind of religion, right? Whenever all kind of religion is declining, that's when I manifest myself, I project myself. Now what do we mean by all kind of religion, right? So you need to think about it. All kind of religion, when Shankaracharya started the commentary on Gita, he talks about two different kind of religion. He talks about pravritti and nivritti. Pravritti lakshan and nivritti lakshan. Pravritti lakshan, and second is nivritti lakshan. Pravritti lakshan is outward religion, and nivritti is inward. Right? Outward religion means
Pravritti.
Mhm.
Wait, is it Pravitri?
pravitri
Pravit.
and nivritti. Okay, so what is outward religion? Outward religion is anything that you need outside the body, right? So the security that I am, I'm safe, I'm good, I can live this life. Then also, your desires to live a good life, right? All these desires should have food, enough food to eat, good food to eat. I should have a good house to live. I should have all these things, that I like. I should have all these things for me to do. So all those ones comes as outward religion, right? And then nivritti means inward religion, right? And that it is the things that protects spirituality, right? So it is a little bit higher one. So this is for spirituality, where you say that it's not for me, it's for me to realize the God. When that spirituality comes, that's where the religion become nivritti, inward religion, right? So those are the two different form of religion that Shankaracharya has explained. Now in this Gita itself, later on you will see Krishna Bhagavan explain like 4 kind of devotees. That is very connected to it. 4 kind of devotees are there. What are they? The first kind of devotee is who pray to God because he has a fear that, if I don't pray to God, probably, he's going to do something wrong to me, right? He will, I will lose everything. I will not get good, good numbers, or God will do something bad to me if I don't do that, if I don't do puja in the morning, or if I don't say this mantra in the morning, then God will punish me. That kind of religion, right? That's the first kind of religion where the person wants safety, right? So that's why they worship the God. That's how the devotee is, right? So safety. 4 kind of devotees, which we can divide these 2 into 2 and this 2 into 2, right? So A and B and C and D. So A, the devotee here, is for asking for safety of his life, right? That's why he's worshipping. That's why he's devotee. Then the next, I hope one of these will work. We might have to put water in this, I guess, right? They might work after putting on. Okay. Then the same one, the second kind of devotee. I might have to buy some. Okay. The second one is asking for pleasure. Now the safety is done. Okay, God is not mad with me. No, I'm not fear from God. But what happened, I need to live a peaceful or luxurious life. So what kind of devotee this is? The devotee will pray to God to get something out of it, right? God, I will do 10 japas, right? I will say 10 times Om Namah Shivaya. Get me some good grades, right? Use purple one. Okay, get me some good grades, or get me some good things that I need in my life, right? So for luxury, I pray to God for luxury. Listen, Marislaja. This?
It's like a dark brown one.
Yeah, I think that's what. Okay, let me try that. Okay. So then the second one does for the better life. Let's write better life. The second devotee is who wants a better life. This life, but better life, right? I can live. So the first one is asking for safety, security, safety and security. It's not going to work. Okay, and then the second one is for better life, for luxurious life. Now the third kind of devotee, right? That now it's going to come in nivritti. Of these two, for safety and for better life, comes in the pravritti, really lakshana. Lakshana means the way they think about it, the vichar, the thought process, what they have, right? So that the first two devotees come in this one, right? The first one, where he is doing the worship because of he wants safety, or he is doing a worship because he wants a better life, right? Then the next one is the person who is a seeker, who is a spiritual seeker. They are known as inquirer, right? They want to inquire. Okay, let me see. Is God there? What is it? Wow, who I am, right? Am I this body, mind, and intellect, or I'm beyond that? Or am I going to do this? So looking into it. So we are.
Is the black one ready?
Huh?
Try the black one.
Black one?
It's just a long one.
Still going here.
Black one.
Black one?
Trust me. Black one. Oh yeah, I know.
What?
The tip is good too. Like, we're gonna buy a new one.
That's okay. We have to buy a new one. Okay. So then the C part, right? The C one is, now we are talking about C, which comes in this one. So they are inquirer. Right? They are inquirer, or you can say spiritual seekers. Right? So those are the third one, C. And who are D? They are already enlightened. So those are four kind of. So the first two goes in pravritti, the next two goes in nivritti, right? Outward religion, it's outward to have make a better life, to do something good about this body, be safe. And then nivritti is always the other two, that inquirer about the religion or spirituality, spiritual seeker who wants to know more about self, how this whole world works, what happens. And then the other ones are already enlightened. Krishna Bhagavan later on says, I have all four kind of bhaktas. Bhaktas means devotees. I have all these four kind of devotees, and they all are good. They all are good. The most I love is the last one. That's what he says. But he doesn't say that this is bad, or this is bad, or this is good. These all are good, and what it happens is, the person never starts, very rare people start from here or here. They always start from here, and they keep going to the next level, right? So when we say that, oh, why is temple there, right? Why are the temples? Why are God incarnation that we worship? Why do we go to temple and worship or do anything? We have to do it. It's a strong path to start from, right? They start from here because they worship God because they are fearful, right? They have fear that something wrong will happen if they don't do it. Then little later they understand that that's not the way. But if I need to ask something, I have to go to the God and ask them. They go to the level 2. Then when they asked and God keep giving it to them, but then they said, is that the life? Why is this so? What is me or myself? Then they go to the next level, and then they get enlightened. So it is also a step-wise process to go to the next level of spirituality.
B is like doing Lakshmi Puja.
Yeah. Like you do something, some kind of puja to gain something. You can do Lakshmi Puja without asking anything.
Yeah, but like I'm saying Lakshmi Puja like to ask for money.
Yeah. When you relate and you start asking for something, you should do worship because that's a devotion, right? You can do worship anytime to the God. As soon as you ask for something, God, I'm doing this puja so that you can give me this, that's when it becomes this.
Right, so you could do Lakshmi Puja for all of them, it could be different. Like Lakshmi Puja for fear, Lakshmi Puja for money, Lakshmi Puja to do it, and Lakshmi Puja because you're like enlightened.
You can do enlightened, but you're never gonna ask for anything.
Yeah, obviously, but like in C.
You can do puja, right? You can take God and do in the mandir and go to mandir and say prayer.
So it just depends on what you're doing it for.
How you are doing. What is your intent?
Yeah.
Right? So you can say, oh, I'm going to temple because I haven't gone to the temples for so long. God will punish me. Right? That becomes right here. You go to temple and you said, oh, you know what? I need something good, I haven't got anything good for recently, or I need good grades. Let's go to mandir and worship God. Then you become this, right? You still worship God, right? So it is still good, right? Not worshipping, say, not worshipping, like how we say that inaction is better than no action. That's what it is. Any worship is good, right? But you need to figure out what level of worship you are doing. Then from here, you can again go to temple, but now what you are doing is, you want to inquire, you are a seeker, you want to inquire about God and about yourself and everything, self-realization or God realization. And then eventually you are enlightened, still you do bhakti, still you do devotion, right? Now you are doing it just out of love. There is nothing else. You don't need anything. Why you go? Because I love God and I go there, right? The same way like when you go and meet your friends or cousins or everybody, when you go there, you go for out of love, right? That's what I want. I don't need anything from that person. I don't need my friends to be and give me anything, but I still want to go. Why? Because of love, right? When that relation comes with the God, that's what he is talking about, that you are not expecting anything, but you are just you are just going and worshipping God in temple because of love of God, right? Sanay, tell me.
What is so C is inquiring about God?
Yes.
Right? And what is A and B?
A is for safety and security. B is for better life. C is for inquiring or spiritual, being a spiritual seeker. And then D is already enlightened. So these are 4 kind of devotee that Krishna Bhagavan explains in Gita, right? So the same way I was saying that when we talk about all religion, when decline of all religion happen, then I manifest myself. When God is saying that, God is talking about all religion here, not just one, right? Even if there is a decline of these, any of these steps, God manifests himself, right? Now that's what he is saying in shlok number 6, where he 6 or 7? 7? Yeah. So he talks about that I'm going to come whenever there is yada, whenever there is dharmasya glaner. The dharma means, righteousness. Whenever that declines, right, I will come. And whenever there is unrighteousness increases, I will come, which is meaning is same, right? So I manifest myself, I project myself in there. Okay, so now he says, I come. Now what does he do? So why does he come and what does he do now when he is there? That's the question arises. So in next shlok, he gives the answer to say what does he do, right? So let's go to shlok number 8, sorry. Shlok number 8. Sasha, you want to continue?
Sure.
Okay. Do you remember the shlok now? That you have read it or sang it before?
I remember it. Yeah, I remember it.
Okay, let's go to shlok number 8.
Okay, sorry, I lost my page.
No worries, no worries. Take your time.
Wait, which page was it on?
It was chapter 4 and shlok number 8.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, let me. I think I'm on the wrong. Okay, wait. Sorry.
No, take your time. Sana, you want to tell the page number to her?
Yeah, 182.
182.
I kept on going behind and forward. I skipped that one. Okay. Paritranya sadhunam
Paritranaya sadhunam
Vinasaya chadakskataram
Vinashaya cha dushkratam
Dharma santa parartaya
Dharma samstapanarthaya
Sabhavami yuge yuge
Sambhavami yuge yuge. Again together. Paritranaya sadhunam Vinashaya cha dushkratam Dharma samstapanarthaya Sambhavami yuge yuge. Now he says, for protection of the ritual. No, protection. Eraser. No. So he says that for 3 things he says. For protection of righteous, for distraction of wicked, evil, and for re-establishment of dharma. I come again and again, yuge yuge. Many times I keep coming, right? Ages to ages I keep coming. So he says 3 things that why he comes, right? So what does he do when he comes here, right? So first one is, क्या बोला था कौन सा वाला पेन चल रहा था? I feel missed. Yes, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So first one is protection of virtuous or righteousness. Right. Second is distraction of wicked. Sorry, Raja. That's nothing, it is just the napkin we used there. Okay. So 3 things he does when he comes here. And the third is establishment of religion.
What was the first one?
Protection of righteous.
Protection of what?
Protection of virtuous or righteous.
Right.
Establishment of dharma, or you can say religion. Right? I am born again and again, ages and ages. I am born to ages and ages. Right?
What
So
was
now
the
3
second one
things.
say?
Huh?
Second.
Second is destruction of wickets. And then third one is establishment of dharmas. So what does he do when the incarnation come, right? So now that's what he is explaining. So the first 2 topics are related to religion, right? So it says protect the righteous, right? First of all. So the priority of God is to come and help the right people, right? When it comes about righteous people, it comes about the people who are following the right things, right? Doing the right thing, or who are the seeker, the spiritual seekers, right? He comes for them the first. Remember, this is in priority list. So he is coming for people who are already at the stage of either enlightened or are going to be enlightened, right? If you look at it, that Krishna Bhagwan came to help all Pandavas, right, who was doing the right thing. So he came to help the righteous people, right, first of all, right? Now there were Kauravas that hated Krishna Bhagwan, right? They hated Krishna Bhagwan, they did not like him, right? But he did not come for them. Who he came from? The first thing is to protect his righteous people, right? Even for Ram Bhagwan, if you look at it, that he came to help, like there was initially there were so many bad people who were there, so he came to show the path for people who were seeking the stage of inquiry, the religious inquiry. That's what they were doing, right? Vivekananda Swami also raised them who were there, the spiritual seeker initially. That's the first step. So he always come for helping the people who are already on the path of spirituality, right? They are already nice. So he comes to push them to get to enlighten, right? That's his first thing. That's what God comes, incarnation comes. So if you look at it, they come to support rather than it comes like, okay, they are distracting or destruction of the wicked. That's not the first priority. It's in the path it comes, but the first priority is to protect the righteous people. Right? So that's his first priority. The second part is destruction of wicked. In olden days, when we read the story, they fight with all these, bad people, like Ram fight with all these, asuras that were distracting all the yagnas that sadhus, the saints were doing. So they were, there was a physical fight involved in it, right? That's what we talk about it, like but if you look at it now, it doesn't come to have a fight with some rakshash or some people like that. If we look at it right now, it's reforming the wicked. That's what we can say. Like they are taking people who are being like very much materialistic. So people are trying to do it. So it's not a physical fight with the swords and all these things. It's just bringing people from this materialistic world to what they really are. So giving the knowledge, right? Destruction of wicked is not just the fight that we think about. Even giving the knowledge to people to understand where they are coming from, what they are. That's what reforming the wicked. That's what it means at this age, right? when Gita was written, the age was like where the people had a lot of power and they were there to hurt other people, right? And that's where the God comes and said you cannot hurt other people. And there were physical wars at that time, right? Right now, there is no physical war that is needed, right? It's more about the mindset. People come with the mindset saying that, no, this material world is the only world and I want to just grab lot of accumulation that I need to create and then I will be the most richest person in the world. That's the mindset. So God is distracting that wickedness, is that the mindset he's talking about. He's not talking about the physical fight that we're going to be happening with. God will come and physically fight with evil people. It's not that what he is saying, right? So incarnation comes there. Now, the last thing he says, establishment of religion, dharma, which is not establishment, more we can say about re-establishment. Re-establishment means there is already a form, right? We already know a little bit of religion that we already have. We follow that, right? There is a God religion that we follow them and we do all these rituals and there is already a religion to follow. What he does it when the religion is get distracted with, when those two, for the front kind of people, that the spirituality that we were talking about, like, right? The people who are doing it for safety and doing it for the better life, and people are just doing the God worship because of those two things. That's distraction of dharma, distraction of the religion, right? So God comes to protect that dharma, to make it reestablish the dharma. What is the right purpose of our human life? So to establish that, God comes and God does that, right? So those are the three things that God is talking about. And why does he come on earth? Why does he manifest himself on the earth? Why does he appears on the earth? That's what he's talking about, right? Now, let's go to next shlok number 9. And I know that we only have 5 minutes, so we will start this and then we will continue next week, right? So, who's going to read shlok number 9? Anybody wants to read from here? Stronger, louder, okay?
Janma karma cha me devyam
Janma karma cha me devyam
evam yo veti tatvata
evam yo veti tattvata
tatta deham punarjanma
Tyakta deham punarjanma
Neti mameti sorjana
Neti mameti sorjana.
Together.
Janma karma cha me devyam evam yo veti tattvata Tyakta deham punarjanma Neti mameti sorjana.
And here he says Arjuna. That's the last word that he says in this shlok, Arjuna. He who knows that truly my divine birth and actions, who can understand why I am born and what is my actions, right? This person who truly knows that, right? He doesn't reborn, punarjanma. He doesn't reborn after giving up this life, right? When this body is gone, he doesn't. Neil, can you mute your thing, Raja? Thank you. So then what happens is that the person, whoever realized what my divine birth was for and what my actions are, the person who gets that, who leave this body and never get reborn in this world, and they attain me, they reaches me, O Arjuna, right? So they reach me. And now that he's giving an answer to how to do the God realization. Now he started talking about what is the mechanism of doing it, right? So he says the person, whoever realized this, that why I am in this, why my manifestation happened in this world, and what action I did, my divine action. Truly, the person who understands that, he is never reborn after giving up his body in this Janma, right? And he attends me, right? So he gives a statement. Now, this is a very simple statement, but we need to figure out like how to do this, right? How can we get to that point where we can just, know why he was born and what his actions are truly, and believe in that, and then we can move forward. Like, how can we reach there, right? So we need to know a little bit more, but he just gave the statement in this sloka, right? Okay, we will close on this one, and then we will start again with slok 9 and forward. Okay, let's close. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guru Namah. Om Krishna Arpanamastu.